week I'm dressed by a different woman in fashion, designers, stylists, fashionpreneurs. But today I'm featuring and highlighting an accessories designer. Look at this amazing, amazing leather bag that I have. Yeah. The brand, as you'll see, is called Samra. Online, you can go to Samra Leather. Check out Instagram as well, Samra_leather. That's where you're going to get it. And she is joining me via Zoom all the way from Addis. Hi, Samra. Good morning. Good morning, Samra. How are you? Is she frozen? Yeah? Samra, you're frozen?
No.
Oh, good. There you are. Great. So tell me a little bit about yourself before we go into the brand.
As you mentioned, my name is Samrawit Mersiehazen. I was born in Addis, and I am a single mom. I have got 2 children. I am a fashion designer. Before starting my job, I used to make bags for my brothers out of plastic bags and fabric for my brothers when I was 9 or 10 years old. And starting then, I used to think one day I'm going to make a beautiful luxury bag that can be worn all around the world. That was the starting point. And then after I took different kinds of lessons, about designing, I started my business 11 years back, almost 11 years back. Then the journey was...
Apart from making bags for your brothers out of plastic and fabric, did you get any formal design training? Because, this isn't something...
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, you know what? That was when I was 9 or 10 years old. After that, I took a proper lesson on fashion designing, on coloring, on pattern making, on branding, on different kinds of designing. I took a lesson in Japan from Italian teacher in different places. I was really lucky to get those amazing teachers, actually.
So tell me about that journey, because growing up as a young girl in Ethiopia, in Addis, and then suddenly finding yourself in Japan and, in Europe, learning from design masters and being able to produce such high quality leather goods. Tell me about how you actually ended up in those countries studying under those professionals.
You know what, Olivia? I believe everything is about mindset. Life is hard in all of us. You either win or lose. So you have to choose your mindset and your road. So, as a child, our childhood as a family was not a good one. So when I make a plastic bag out of fabric, with fabric and plastic for my brothers, at that time I had to do it. And my younger brother used to love it. Actually, he was so proud of me, and he encouraged me. That's the starting point. But when I tell you, after that, it was not a good time. There were lots of ups and downs, but I said, the choice is mine. Here, everything, the system, and what I say is very tough. So I have to be tougher. I have to be strong. I have to have a discipline for myself. So I don't want to complain. I have to use that problem for my dream.
Yes.
So as I told you, since I was a child, I wanted to make bags. So everything inspires me. I keep on drawing. I keep on sketching. So I went into, but there is an institution called LIDI, Leather Institution. So I went there and I asked, I want to be a student here. They said, no, you're overqualified. We only took from grade 10s, but you have got diploma, you have got this and that.
So what did you study? Because you already have a diploma. I really need to understand the gap between when you were 9
Counting.
and 11 years ago when you started Samra, the brand. There are a few gaps that you're not filling in for me, Samra. I need to really understand. So you made the bags for your brothers. They really liked them. They were really nice. And then you were still in school. So you finished primary school, then you finished high school. Yes?
Exactly. And I was graduated. I took a diploma by accounting, but it wasn't for me. I was hired in one private organization.
Yes.
Even on that time, I used to sketch. Whenever I go, I was the younger one, but I used to lead them.
Yes.
I was a leader. I was very bold. And I said, I'm not going to be hired. I have to have my own thing. I have to start my own thing. So I was working, then I had to stop. You know what? I remember my first child, she was there. So I bought one machine and I talked with one teacher.
Yes.
I went to his place and he taught me.
Yes.
Overnight, I used to sketch and I used to do lots of things, and my child is sleeping there. That's how I start.
Yes. That's tough.
Yeah. Sometimes before I finish, I see it's already morning. So I have to take my child to school. That's how I started.
Yes.
So to be in a business, I had to borrow from my friends.
Yes.
Like $500. That was the starting point. And anyways, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy. I'm going to make the best bag. And they were laughing. Yes, I mean it. The only thing that can stop me is me. When I say I cannot do it in this thing, in this situation, I can do it. And I will show you.
At what point did you manage to leave Ethiopia to go abroad to improve your design skills? And how did it happen? Was it a scholarship? Was it an application for a grant? How did you actually end up in Japan and in Europe?
Okay. After I start making bags, I start winning different kinds of beads, and I start to empower myself financially. And then I start to apply in different places, and there were competitions. And for the Japan, there were the Japanese company. They want the specific kind of bag. They were different in different places. Finally, they came. They were so frustrated. We went there, but we couldn't find what we wanted. So I asked, "What do you need?" They told me. So I just studied the season, their color, and the flower. So I just combine that, and I just give it a touch of African touch.
Yes.
I made that, and I gave them 2 bags.
Yes.
They were so surprised. So from now on, we're going to communicate with you. Are you willing? Yes, I said I am willing.
Yes.
But there are lots of training that you should take. Are you willing for that? Yes, I said. After 6 months, they called me. I had to be there. As you know, Japanese, they are so disciplined.
Yes, they are.
And the bag that I taught, it was perfect. Actually, it was almost 0 when they see everything. So they taught me balance, teaching, branding, everything, constructing. I was there. I was very happy. I was really lucky enough to meet with very big names in the fashion world. So they taught me that. Then I was invited in Paris Fashion Week. So in 2018.
Yes.
On that time, our workshop was very big, and we had almost more than 100 employees at that time.
Yes.
It was before COVID. So business was good. We went there. It was a good opportunity. We were featured on Vogue Italy. And then after that, we went to Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Berlin. And also there we were featured on Vogue German. it was really a good opportunity.
We're going to take a break a little bit, Samra. We're going to take a little break. But when we come back, I want to understand the challenges of starting and running a business in Ethiopia as a woman. I understand some of the challenges here in Kenya, but I understand some of the challenges that you're experiencing as a woman entrepreneur in Ethiopia. We're going to be with Samra. Go to Samra Leather online, samraleather.com, to find out more. With a woman joining me via Zoom. She's in Addis in Ethiopia. Her name is Samra. The brand Samra Leather. You know, Ethiopia is known for its amazing, amazing leather products. So, yep, Samra Leather. That's what it's all about today. Woman in Fashion, 00 Direct. Samra, we're talking about the challenges that you encountered or lack thereof when starting your brand as a woman entrepreneur in Ethiopia. I want to understand more about it. What are the regulations like? You know, what kind of certifications you need to have? What kind of, you know, business partners do you need to engage with? Tell me a little bit about that journey from your hobby of stitching a little bit at home and maybe selling to family and friends to registering a full-blown global business that you now have.
Okay. You know, the first thing that I say for most of the people that wants to start a business, especially in Ethiopia, and especially if they're a woman, you know what I say? The situation, their family and everything, they say, no, you cannot do it. No, everything has a voice about no. Before even hearing your question or what you're going to say, the answer is no. So I said, don't hear that voice. Just hear your inside. It's, you know, in the situation in Ethiopia, especially for women, you know, in Africa in general, it is systematically killing the entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You know, it was really very hard. They want to make sure that you cannot make it. So you have to prove it.
So what did you do? What did you do? How did you get the inner strength and the physical support and the technical support for you to then, you know, go about having this business? What advice can you give? Practical examples can you share on that?
You know, as I told you from the beginning, I said the first thing is your mindset, discipline, consistency. And you have to believe in yourself. For me, I pray and I discipline myself, my lifestyle, what I have to do, and on which things that I have to focus. For example, when you're going to take a picture, you will focus on the thing that you're going to capture.
It's
great. The same thing with business.
That's great. But what about in Ethiopia, when you want to start a business, what certifications, what regulations do you have to comply with in order to be able to have and register a business? Do you have to have a certain amount of capital? Do you have to have a certain premises? Do you have to have a certain other documentation? What is the procedure really like?
You know, there are business license. You have to have a TIN number. If you are going to have a manufacturing place, there are people that come and evaluate your place. These are the things. But when you're going to export, you know, the international policies, for example, there is something called ISO, fair trade, and some things. These are made upon the European
certifications,
mindset and everything. Yes, specification. Even before, like 3 or 4 years back, I had a great argument about that.
Yes.
You know, we are Africans. We have got a big resource.
Yes.
And yet, the orders and regulations to sell our products comes from outside. We have to have an upper hand. For that, we have to add value for our products.
Yes. And you have.
For example, the situation.
these are very high-end products. I mean, your bags and your products are not cheap. How would you categorize your bags and your leather goods with regards to quality and ISO certification, eco-regulation, sustainability? How would you categorize the products that you produce, the leather goods?
Now, we can categorize it under luxury high-end products because it's not because it's my product or I love it. There are certain specifications for example, what kind of leather am I using? The leather that I'm using is eco-friendly leather. It's chrome-9 free leather. The inside part is cotton, and the trade and the metals are under the international standard.
Yes, yes. It shows.
It can be sold. Yeah, it can be sold in the international high-end markets.
With regards to the international high-end market, it's unfortunate that I don't have a leather jacket from Samra. So I'm wearing leather from Reese, which on my budget I found to be crazy expensive. But you're right. I believe in sustainable fashion, in slow fashion. So in purchasing goods that I can wear over and over and use over and over again. Whom internationally, which international brands would you place as a benchmark, or has Samra benchmarked against, so that we can understand how high-end and how quality these products are? Or do you not do that at all? Tough question.
There are different brands. For example, let me be clear on this thing. Most of the international, especially the Western brand, they are owned by Westerns, so they got a big market share.
Yes,
and they got a big publicity.
Yes,
but in terms, for example, on September, I was in New York.
Yes,
there was a trade fair and a fashion show. I had participated there. I will send you the link. I had an interview with VOA.
Yes.
Anyways, what I saw there is there are professionals. They said it can be in Neiman Marcus.
Fantastic. That's a very high-end store.
In big places. Yeah, in the store. It can be sold in Tyson Corner. It can be sold in different high-end places.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. They saw the quality, they saw everything. So we said this is a high-end luxury brand.
Samra, we have to take a break. We have to take a break. We're going to come back.
Handcrafted in Africa to the world.
Luxury brand, handcrafted in Africa to the world. I'm talking to Samra. The brand is Samra. Go online, look for samraleather.com so that you can understand more about this brand. We're not finished. I'm taking a break, but we are not finished. My woman in fashion joining me today from Addis in Ethiopia. We're talking about luxury global brand Samra. Olivia Otieno, this is Double O Direct, a safe space for women with a woman host, music by women, only women, guests, and I'm dressed by a different woman in fashion every single week. Right now, joining me via Zoom from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, it is Samra. Please head on to samraleathers.com. That's SAMRALEATHERS.com. samraleathers.com. High-end luxury leather goods, right? She was in New York and they're like, this can go in all the top stores. That's how quality Samra leather is. Samra, I need to let you go at some point, and I want you to explain to me what you feel the Kenyan market needs to understand about your leather goods and why you want to open up shop right here in Nairobi.
Thank you, Olivia. First of all, I have lots of Kenyan customers in Ethiopia. I know there is a big potential. I have heard a lot about Kenyan market. It's diverse, and I have heard a lot of amazing things about Kenya in general. So I believe I believe, as I told you, this is Africans' time. It's time that we should start appreciating our own brands, our own authors, our own doctors, our own people.
I completely agree.
In Africa, we have, yeah. For example, you see in Addis, there are lots of African head states coming, and they are carrying different international, different European bags. For example, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, and different bags. But here, there are different kinds of brands, luxury brands.
I completely agree. We have a lot of quality products in Africa, and we need to support our local manufacturers and our local designers. And we need to move away from the thought that just because it's made in Africa doesn't mean it's quality. We need to represent an Africa that stands for quality. Tell me about the different types of bags and the different types of other leather products that you have under the Samra brand.
As you know, we have got different kinds of bags for men and women. Besides bag, we produce high-end leather jackets, and especially one kind of leather jacket that's specifically made for us. It's water repellent, very high-end quality, very soft, smooth. It's amazing. Hopefully you will see it. It's going to be in the US markets soon. That's what I was there. Even in December, I was there. Now I want to start that here in Kenya and in different parts of Africa.
That is fantastic.
It's specifically made for us. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned earlier off mic that it's reversible as well.
Yeah, it's reversible, it's water repellent. And there is one kind that it's washable leather, that you can wash it by your hand. It's a new kind of leather. It's very quality.
Fantastic. I love it. The brand is Samra Leathers, SAMRA leathers.com. Experience this brand for yourself. I can't wait to host you in Nairobi, Samra. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't come here. I can't wait to come there and see Nairobi.
Yes.
I've heard lots of amazing things. Yeah.
Karibu, karibu nyumbani, karibu Nairobi. I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you so much for allowing me to interview you this morning.
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you for your audiences. Thank you so much.